Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're getting some paint on our fenders and tailgate for the Dakota. As you can see, we already got our parts resprayed, as well as the tailgate with our nice little hole for the backup camera. As you can see, I did not paint the back because we are going to do Tintable spray and bed liner to paint match the truck. We got the insides of our fenders done as well. All of our nutserts. But in between things, the Bronco will be next up for paint. I'm not sure how much of the paint job on this I'm going to show, but we will be doing more interior on this in depth. We'll be changing up to a nice large touchscreen, building a console for it. And we also got a steering wheel from AZA. If y'all don't know about the AZA steering wheels yet, you should go check them out. Also, we will be painting this back the original color, a nice kind of darker red, and doing some contrast interior with some dark red, burgundy, maroon color as well. As for the AZA steering wheel, as you can see, this one, you know, they have nice finger grips in there. It's a really nice steering wheel. You know, it's kind of nice having a perfect fit steering wheel. It's not too thin, it's not too thick. It's perfectly contoured to your hand, you know, where your thumb would be resting. So you can kind of get the idea from here. Granted, I still have to do our airbag cover, but you can kind of get the idea. We'll also end up getting the AZA wheel for our 300 as well. And if you see this nice touchscreen right here, it's probably 9.5, 10 inches. And this is actually what I'm going to end up putting in the Bronco. The same exact setup, backup camera and all that. And of course we have our Lloyd's mats. When I get some free time doing the interior, and this is probably going to be next up. There isn't a whole lot to do. It's mostly just putting in, installing parts and upholstery that I got. Although we probably will be doing some fiberglass, making some custom door panels for this as well. Just because these are kind of a weird plastic. Very cheesy looking. They won't really match kind of the style we're going for in here. So we're going to end up fiberglassing some, as well as probably doing some trick LED work in them as well. In between coats, while the paint was flashing, we were over here prepping our bed for the Dakota for paint tomorrow. We're almost done. It's getting towards the end of the day, but as you can see, it is coming along. And then we have the other side over here as well. So the 300 is going to get backburnered again for probably about a week while we're waiting on more supplies. The new headlight should be coming in, as well as more fiberglass resin. So we talked about making the custom bumper for the 300. I mentioned wanting to do a diffuser in it. Some people were asking questions. And well, to sum it up, basically, we're going to be pulling some fiberglass molds off a few different things and fusing it together to get the shape we want. I'm not sure if any of y'all saw the quad tip exhaust I had on here, 2 out each side. Those are actually off a 2010-ish Camaro. So our idea for what we want to do for the diffuser would be perfect because it actually fits 100%. And that would be using the rear bumper section off a Firebird WS6. So naturally we'll pull a mold off that bottom area and graft it into our 300, as well as wrapping it around the bumper a little bit and doing a nice little ground effects kit on it, which will then tie into the side skirts and front bumper that we're doing as well. So it might be kind of hard to imagine this in your head, but stay tuned and you'll see what we're doing here. As far as the Duramax, I kind of joked and teased her about trading it in for a new Denali, either a Yukon or Sierra 2500. But when she found out it involves getting rid of this, she decided she didn't want to do it. For what was once a $4,000 truck that didn't run worth a crap, for the first time in probably about 10 years, we road tripped it. So it was probably about a 1,000-mile round trip, as well as bringing a trailer back. And it did a great job. I'm pretty surprised by it, actually. So I guess that means we have to keep it now. All right, to jump over to our 300 for a minute. So these are the new taillights we ended up getting. We're gonna end up tinting these lenses red. Naturally, we'll leave this here clear. And then we'll end up painting all along this line. And then up into the trunk lid. All this will be painted the body color. As you can see, we started getting our baseline template for the rear bumper, because we're going to be making a custom fiberglass rear bumper from scratch to do a diffuser. As you can see, the way these taillights light up versus the originals, definitely way better. Also, as you can see, we ended up getting our front bumper dialed in as far as fitment up against the body. You know, that is spot on. We raise this edge up here a little bit to meet the corner of the fender. Although, I think I'm gonna change the headlights again. I still don't like these ones. I've looked for a lot of aftermarket headlights for a 300 and I just don't see anything I like. So I came up with an idea, and I think we're going to end up putting Jeep Wrangler, the 7-inch headlight in here, with a little 4-inch that comes on the fog lights on the Wranglers. And then naturally we'll put the fog lights down there in the fog light holes as well, to have a nice LED matching set. So we'll pretty much be going from there on this, and I'm going to end up covering back up these holes for the switchbacks and save those for a different project. Because the Jeep Wrangler lights we're getting will have built-in LED turn signals. That's kind of a cool ring that lights up like on the Challengers. So tomorrow, painting this bed, I'll probably do another more in-depth video on painting with tips and how-tos on it. All right, so that's pretty much it for today's video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow along below. Be sure to follow along Boosted Motorsports 2 if you aren't already doing that. And go check out AZA Auto Wheel.